started recording. So yeah, just to get started, if you could just tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from and sort of what type of coach you are.
Yeah. Okay, so right, I'm Manuela Marconetto, and I'm originally from Italy. It's been almost 5 years and a half that I'm here in UK. I'm training out of Great Britain top team for MMA, and I'm a professional MMA fighter. I've been fighting 4 times over this year, pretty much every 3 months, and then I've been competing around the world. I've been in Canada, Miami, I've been to Malta, recently in Italy, in Bellator, which was one of my important bouts. And I also have as background CrossFit, and then I've been doing bodybuilding for years. And I'm not specialized just in martial art, but also have fitness background, like weight, functional training, and nutrition. So what to say more?
Nice, no. So did you start off just training yourself, and then did you get into coaching later on? Is that sort of the journey you went on?
Yeah, so obviously I started before training for myself. Then after here, I start, especially when I came in here in UK, I start to study a personal trainer, masseur, and I'm currently studying osteopathy. I'm at the second year of it, and yeah.
Nice. So tell me a little bit more about your career in MMA. So what age did you start MMA, and tell me a little bit about sort of the competitions you compete in?
Yeah, so I started MMA when I came in UK 5 years and a half ago. Then after like a year and a half that I was in UK already, I formed my current team, GB Top Team, which I really level up my skills in terms of MMA, and then I really improved since when I joined them. So they allowed me to be the person that I am at the moment in terms of fighting lifestyle. I started MMA properly, I mean, 4 years ago, I can say. And then unlucky we got through the lockdown time, and then for 2 years and a half I couldn't compete, but I always kept training with my team. As we were a professional team, we were allowed to keep training during the lockdown time. So even if we were in lockdown, I always kept training my daily 6 times per week. So at least I couldn't lose my fitness level. But in terms of a competition, obviously I've been stuck for 2 years and a half. Probably if I would compete for in these past 2 years and a half, I could be maybe the Bellator level a little bit earlier. I don't know. I don't really know it, but I just can say that I think I've done so good this year. And and that's last year I've been starting competing after lockdown. So I've done I've won the world title, amateur world title, cage warrior, flyweight. And then since that I had my pro debut in Canada, so for Palasatina. I won that. Then after 3 months, I got a short notice call for a Combat Global, which is another big organization. And I had like 3 weeks to prepare my match. I mean, I'm constantly training, but when I say short notice call, and then I done like 3 weeks, I've got just 3 weeks to prepare that in term of cutting weight, nutrition, and then be in the mindset, okay, I have a fight. and that's it. I won that. Then in July, again after 3 months, pretty much, another short call notice with a very tough opponent. She's one of the top Europe strawweight. I won that match, and then I supposed to fight in Canada again in August, but eventually I got the call from Bellator. Obviously, I haven't fought in Canada, but I just take the Bellator fight, which I won the fight, honestly. For all world, I won the fight, but they gave to her the victory because she was already signed with them, and she was, I think, the favorite of the promotion, so they give to her. But the statements speak by themselves, so I've done the double of the strikes, and then I literally win one at each round. So, you know, on topology, you can see that I lost the fight, but I haven't lost the fight. So, and that's it. So I don't know when it's gonna be my next one. Hopefully, maybe in January, February max, and see.
What's your kind of dream in your professional career as a fighter? What stage do you want to get to? What's success look like for you?
Yeah, so everyone, you know, when you start MMA and when you are professional, I think everyone dreams to get the top, to reach the top, UFC. Obviously, I promised myself to be focused even more on for 2023/24 and see if I can reach the level that I want. Obviously, UFC would be like my dream, my big dream, and see. So I will put myself into it and see.
Nice. Nice.
This is the goal for 2023, just a year, but I say right, 2023/4, 2 year, 1 year and a half, 2 year.
You say lush?
Pardon?
You mentioned the word lush.
No. What I say? No. I say, I mean, 1 year is not enough, I think. I promised myself to give a little bit more time, so 1 year and a half. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably say an half.
Yeah. How much sort of so how was your time allocated then between training yourself and also coaching?
Well, so obviously for me, like the morning session is the important one in terms of my training, because we have Monday to Friday the hour pro session, and that one it's like it's like I'm working in the office, and then I can't skip that. It's very important for my fitness level, for my skills, for my mindset. I can really skip. And then I have also my other session. So in terms of coaching people would be or in between lunchtime, early morning, or let's say after 7 p.m.
And how do you kind of run your coaching business? Do you have your own, or do you coach on behalf of, say, like a venue or a club?
Yeah, so I recently started to work for MMA Dan, which they will give me classes with the new year, end of the year. And in terms, honestly, of coaching people, I've been like sporadically, because I've been competing back to back this year, and then honestly, I really had a chance, to be focused on develop my business in terms of PT. Yeah.
What would you say your kind of coaching philosophy is when you're doing classes? What would you say? What would clients kind of say about you as a coach? Like, what do you strive to get your clients to do?
So I always try to drive them by passion. So what I coach, and then what I want that they learn, that they had to find something that they enjoy to do that in order to improve their fitness and then to reach their goal. Because if you do something that you don't like, you will you will lose the drive to, to reach what you want. So you really need to find what you love, to find a way to train yourself, because obviously, unless you are a professional, but if you want to get into fitness, if you want to lose weight, you really need to also, for like a coach side, you really need to understand what their needs, because otherwise people can get bored easily with training, whatever, and they maybe can stop like after a few free sessions. So from the coach side, you really need to understand what their needs.
What kind of exercises are the best to help someone that's training in MMA?
The training MMA, obviously, from like the SNC side, the strength conditioning side, understand and then do a proper SNC work, not just like weight randomly, just to maybe get better. I mean, obviously get better, but maybe just not to looking good, or maybe just losing weight. So it's not just about that. But obviously in MMA, like SNC, it's about twice a week maximum, because you don't really have to interfere with the other training session, and then you don't have to get tired, or you don't have to get muscle dumps in your training in your MMA training session, because they are the main. SNC is just something that will make you better and stronger, and then will help you to don't get injured. It's very important also SNC, don't get me wrong, but you need to do a proper one. So it's not more than 4 to 6 reps, especially when you get close to the training camp. It's about 4 to 6 reps, because you really need to lift a little bit heavier, but don't lose the strength, because after 4 reps, obviously, you decrease your power. So it's not just like a bodybuilding, then maybe you need to develop much more muscle, hypertrophy, and then do like 10, 15 reps. It's not that work. Yeah. What else also? And obviously in MMA you need to work a lot of things on your grappling, wrestling, your striking, and also you need to prioritize what you want, which kind of fighter you want to be.
Is that are some fighters more about getting people kind of in holds for submission, and then some fighters are more about kind of striking a knockout blow? Is that the difference?
Yeah, so this is the difference. So, for example, in my case, I like to be a striker and then wrestler. So I prioritize, I do a lot of parts, and then I really like to sharpen in my striking. But maybe so for another people, they really like, just wrestling, get on the ground, and then they're working much more on the skills.
It's quite a dangerous sport, isn't it? Is a lot of your kind of training to do with safety as well?
Yeah, so obviously it's not ballet. If you do MMA and then you want to compete in MMA, it's something that you need to bear in mind. That obviously is part of the job, that you can get some injury. So you always, I mean, you are fine, but you always, I mean, it's a very super contact sport. So we try to be safe as we can when we're training each other, especially in sparring. But obviously we kick, we punch each other. So it's very contact sport, and you need to know that maybe something can happen. So maybe I always have constantly, I don't know, maybe pain on my back, muscle tension. It's fine. So it's part of the job. And it is
Nice.
what it is. But you don't really need it. You don't really think a lot, even, because otherwise you can't do this sport. But I'm telling you that every time that you do sparring, everyone gets stressed, anxious sometimes, because your brain think, oh my god. But it's like we are taught that you have, but you deal with them, because otherwise you can really do this sport.
When you're about to face an opponent, will you watch kind of past videos of your opponent and see where their weaknesses are?
Okay, so for example, when is time of the weight-in, you really can see the body language, what the body say to the other opponent. I don't know if maybe some people can feel a little bit more heat, can see a little bit more, but you can tell when someone is confident with himself, and when the other opponent is a little bit concerned.
When it comes to the weigh-in, do you always make sure that you're coming across as confident? Do you always feel confident?
Yes, yeah. I need to be that like that. I mean, I need to be like that because I have a lot of doubts of myself during the training camp, because that one is the hardest part. You know, you dieting, you training, and then I training with very very high level partners. So sometimes, you know, they beat him up, sometimes I beat up them. So it's not always I'm winning the round. And obviously in the training camp, I doubt a lot of myself. But when it's the fight week, when I see my opponent, when I'm there, I switch on, and I get confident on myself. I'm to know that I'm training hard, I'm training with very good team. I have good sparring, and then, you know, I'm lucky for that. So I know I rely on that, and then I become confident in the
Nice,
fight week.
nice. And kind of what would you say is like sort of the key form of motivation that drives you? What is it that makes you train as much as you do and keep going and fighting? What is the motivation there?
Um, my motivation, I don't know. I have motivation. I mean, it's something that I have inside of myself. I mean, I promise myself that I have some goals. I feel the goals, and you know, it's like that if I don't try, I will never know if I can reach. So, you know, some people, I know it's very very super hard. This sport prove you a lot, take a toll on your body mentally, and then especially because in the beginning it's not big money. So, and especially in London, it's very very expensive city. So you need to deal with all of these things, but you know, life is about I think if it's easy, so everyone can do that, you know, and then everyone can reach what they want. But life prove you a lot for that, you know, and then you really need to, if you're really driven by your passion and you want that, you will overcome. I'm not saying that it's easy, but you will keep going, and then you will see if you can reach. And then at one point, you know, you will have to be how can I say, you will have to be honest with yourself, and based on your skill, your age, you will decide what to do. But it's not that moment yet, so I will keep pursuing what I want.
Nice.
And
So
yeah, what else I wanted to say?
no worries. I was going to ask, so you're obviously training, you're a professional athlete, you're also um, coaching, but you're also studying in osteopathy. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've been in and out. I've done the first year part time, then I've been out for like a few years. Joined back last year to switch to full time, to go to the second year from part time to full time. I done one module in order to be allowed to be full time. Then I started in September. Then uh, because of my fight, I've been out a few weeks. And if you want to study full time, you need to be present every week. So my teacher got a little bit upset, and then I say, Manuela, come back to part time because you can't do full time. So I didn't know that you were still competing and working. So I switched back to full part time. And then rather than go every week, so I will go every second weekend of the month, so will be easy. And plus, because I've done already one osteopathic module, I will have just one module to take, which will be easy to do this year. But it's interesting, osteopathy, and then help you to understand your body, For some things, make me feel paranoid because when I have something, even in a sport, maybe I get like a kick, or maybe start to feel pain somewhere. I start to analyze myself, and I get a little bit hypochondriac, if that makes sense. But it's nice. It's very nice. It's very good, I think. If you are into the fitness world, if you like, to have a whole vision, holistic vision, I think study osteopathy as chiropractor or physiotherapy. It's something that really develop more yourself. So hopefully I can finish this year and then keep going for the rest.
Nice.
It's as well that one is like a long journey because it's about 5 years. It's
Okay.
not like you're gonna finish in 2 years and that's it.
Cool.
I
And
will.
sort of just about your coaching as well. What would you say like the biggest challenges you face are as a coach?
As a coach, uh, as a coach, I mean, just to keep them motivated. But it's not, I mean, a challenge because you need to challenge yourself, to understand, as I said previously, their need. But I haven't, faced right a big challenge.
How would you keep them motivated?
So I keep them motivated, like tracking weekly or monthly, like their improvement. For example, if someone want to lose weight, I always start with like a plan, and then I take the measurements, and then at the end of the month, I will check all of these measurements and then see what they reach. And then this is also something that you keep them motivated, because if they see everyone, if you see improvement, you are much more willing to do even more, if that makes sense. In terms of training, so it depends what they want to work, because if they want to improve their fitness, losing weight, then just I'm doing like functional training, which it's always something that it's not always the same routine, so but you keep changing exercises, you do like a little bit, you challenge them a little bit, and then they happy. um, if someone want to do bodybuilding, obviously is different.
Nice. Just
And
about UFC again. So obviously UFC's been sort of in the spotlight a lot more over the past sort of maybe 2 to 3 years. So Dana White, he's had a big influence on being able to brand it very well, and it's becoming increasingly popular. Do you think that that's what would you seen that as a big positive change in the sport, and have you noticed a lot more competition in competing since then?
yes, obviously, has grown a lot, MMA, in the last 10 years, and then even more in the last few years. So I think he gave a much more chance, and then I think there's also much more challenge out of there, if that makes sense. Because as has grown a sport, it's grown also the level of the sport, because you have much more potential tools, gyms, which you can develop yourself.
Okay. And who would you say is your sort of biggest role model within sort of MMA or UFC? Who do you aspire to perform like?
Right, in terms of I mean, my idol, it's Cyborg. Then there's Soliom as well. It's one of my favorite. Valentina Shevchenko and Zanga, so they are my favorites. And then in terms of my team, so everyone is inspirational with me. So in my team, we have I have a great team behind me. Everyone are like eye level. There's UFC, Bellator fighter, Cage Warrior. So and then every one of them are a good role model. Even my coach, I mean, especially the head coach is a superstar. It's how can I say? He's a pioneer of MMA. So what can I ask more? So I can learn a lot from them.
Nice. And what would you, just a final question, what would you say to someone that was looking to get into martial arts?
Yeah, so it depends if they want to do it professionally. What I can say that since the beginning, they have to find a good team, good person that they can work with, rely on them, stick with them. Because if you keep changing teams around, you will never do the step, if I make sense. Because in order to improve it to reach a good level, you need to work and with the same person. But obviously, this person has to bring you out there, and they have to bring you up. And also, why I can say that when you do sparring, all of these things, you really need to challenge yourself every day in the gym, because if you're winning every round every day, there's something wrong. So in order to improve and then level up, you always have to, I'm not saying losing every round, but obviously you need to winning, lose, and then they have to challenge yourself, because otherwise you can't really improve.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a great answer. And what would you say the best thing about being a coach is?
Best things about being a coach. I mean, I can say from my uh, little experience, and I mean, from what I'm doing, that I think I have a good knowledge and good understanding of the human body. And also in terms of needs, probably I know how the body mechanic works. And also from my fighting experience about nutrition side, yeah, I'm not saying that I have big one, but I have experience. And then I always have to learn something. I still learning a lot on my journey, so it's something that I can transmit to other people.
Nice. And is that what you enjoy the most about being a coach, being able to share your knowledge?
Yes, yeah, and I'm enjoying, to share my pathway, to help them, and to make them reach their goals. Because in my personal experience, in my journey, so I know what it means, reach a goals, and then to feel that you feel that improving. So I know what is this feel, and then I would like to transmit those feelings to the other people in order to make them better, if I make sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, that concludes the interview. Thanks very much for your time. Really
Thanks so much.
appreciate it.